welcome back to How to Invest for Yourself. Today we're going to finish up this document. I know I've been delaying it for a few weeks. Been pretty busy with work and whatnot, so let's get back to this and finish out our first page for setting up our budget and things, for getting things all lined up with creating your own Excel spreadsheet. So basically, if you review the last video, we went over just the basics of putting in the income, setting up, merging the cells, just basic like kind of Excel functions. As I stated before, this is like a free application that's built in to the internet basically, so that you can open up a Gmail account and have access without having to pay for a license like you would if you had Microsoft Office 365 or something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish out this sheet real quick and how you would create your own. So we're just going to put debts up here on the top. We're going to put lender, so you can pretty much pause this video and write down everything if you wish, and then just jump in my video and figure out, because I'm just going to type everything out. So all I'm doing here is just bolding in, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in all the grid stuff, get everything going super fast, as fast as I can do. So it's easy to highlight the whole area, do the grid fill first, then select your next change that you want to do, which is the outer limit of this, and we'll make it bold. So I'll probably do basically the same as I did last time, which is the medium one here, not the super bold one. And then we can just select an individual line like this one. I can go ahead and make that bold. I can also go ahead and merge all these columns so that it stays like kind of clean and kind of neat. So I'll just click this button up here for merging. All right, I'm just throwing in numbers. These numbers you would find on your statements, like your credit card statement, what the due date is, and you can put the date in there, and that'll be around the same date every month for the most part, unless that date falls on a weekend. You usually won't have the due date on the weekend, and even if it was, the payment would probably not come out until the following Monday. But that's just something you have to kind of pay attention to, or look at your bank statements, look at your due dates, and then match them up to see, hey, when did the money come out of my checking account, kind of thing. I'm just going to mark this for the most part. Say $200 here, $100 here. The closing date for the statement we'll say is the prior month. We'll put it at the 15th. We'll say the closing dates for that one, and this one is for the 20th probably. Auto loan doesn't have a closing date, neither does the student loan, neither does the mortgage. Total amount owed, we just say there's $5,000 here. There is $4,500 here. The auto loan will say $25,000. The student loans, we'll put it at like $60,000, and the house will say $250,000. All right, credit limit, we'll say there's 10 grand here, and 7,000 here. And then the notes, we could probably put like, hey, which one, what's the interest rate? We could add a column in there if you wanted to, or maybe it's a promo like I have on this other sheet here. And just say, okay, well, there's a promo from 0% for the next 6 months, and that it expires, or interest starts, and then give a specific date. We could just say like June 2024. Okay, and then this one we could just say, hey, this is 18%, which is probably super low nowadays. All right, you can put other notes, you can put whatever you want. You can also merge the cells in here. You can change the way this looks in the formatting, but I like to leave it all kind of like squished up a little bit. I can always click on the line and read up here what the text is that's inside there. But yeah, so we could say like this is, we got 25 more years left here. We could say that the interest rate is, I don't know, 5% if you wanted to. The student loan is 6.5%. We could say that the auto loan is 4%, things like that. All right, so now let's go ahead and total these things up. So to total, it's pretty easy. You just click on the cell that you want, hit equals, and type in sum, and then one of these open brackets, and then click on the row and highlight it all the way down. I'm clicking and dragging all the way to the bottom and hit enter, and it gives you your total here at the bottom. You could do a quick way of just doing it and clicking. Once you do the first column, right, you just copy, Control C, Control V, Control, I wouldn't worry about those. Actually, the dates don't matter. The dates don't matter. Actuals, that probably does matter to you a little bit. And the total amount that you owe probably matters to you, and maybe you want to know how much your daily, what your limit is. Okay, so I noticed that I forgot to add in the terms, so I could go ahead and, let's say I forgot about it. I could click on, before I did anything crazy, I could just go right here and just highlight this little section right here, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if I click on this and go up, right here. So I'm going to expand this out. So I'm going to right click on it, and right here I can insert a column to the left. There it goes. See, and it stretched the top bar across and left me a space right here. So now just type in term, and then we could put the interest rate in here. We could say 0 for now. We could say what we put in the other one was like 18% and 4%. 6.5% and 5%. Okay. All right, that looks good. We can make this look like monetary numbers. So we go here, and I clicked on the first cell. I'm holding the shift key, clicking on the bottom cell, and click on the $sign, which is right there. Same thing here. Same thing here. And same thing here. And look at the numbers down here, automatically added the dollar symbol to it because the math inside is all based on money. All right, and we just highlight from here, hit the shift key, go to the end. We can change the color, and I'll just do like a not so harsh red to symbolize debt. All right, and expenses, same thing, pretty easy. I'll just type that through. You can fast forward to get to the end for the calculations, but it's really super easy, straightforward. There's no super hard math. All these numbers, everything in here comes from all this stuff comes from your pay stubs, right? So wherever you're getting your income from, where the money's coming in, if it's disability, if it's your annual salary, you will know where that comes from, right? So usually disability checks or Social Security checks. I think Social Security checks come in once a month. I'm not sure. I don't collect Social Security. I'd have to ask some of the people that I know. But for me, I just have one paycheck. I could be collecting dividend payments, but do I withdraw it though? So my account may earn dividends, but I'm not pulling any money from it, so I can't count it as income because I'm not really using it as income right now. But you could put that in there and say, hey, income from Robinhood or from Schwab or from Fidelity or whatever. You put it in there, and when you do the pull out, let's say you do a pull every month, and you can put it in there every month. You could say every other week. You could do that, and whatever it is, the frequency that you do, how much is the average that you pull every month, and how much do you pull every year. You could put those numbers in there. The debts, these debts come in as like I said, your credit cards, any kind of loans that you have, any kind of student loans that you got, car loans, HELOCs, things like that have a finite end date, right? So there's a date to your credit cards. They can always end, right? You can always have them canceled. You can always have them go to debt collections. You can always file bankruptcy and they go away, right? The things that are constant in your life are your expenses, right? You will always have a water bill, and I know that you're already thinking like, well, yeah, you could live on the street and not have a water bill. Okay, let's keep it real. We all have a water bill. We all have electric bills. We all pay for gas in our car unless you walk to work or you ride a bicycle. We all pay for insurance for our cars if you have a car. You may pay renter's insurance, things like that. These things can end and they can fluctuate, sometimes annually or whatnot, but they can, for the most part, just stay predictable overall. Cell phones, you know what your cell phone bill is, but that could be changed. You can either change your plan, change the carrier, reduce the amount of usage that you have, and reduce your bill. Maybe get a cheaper cell phone, things like that. Your internet, you may or may not have the ability to change the provider in your area, right? And you may not have cable. Maybe you want to kill cable and not use cable and just use internet, like I do in my house. Groceries, your groceries could fluctuate all over the place. So like, these things are just, you have to pay them no matter what. I just round up the expenses for this scenario. You could pull up a couple statements, add up all the grocery bills, how much money you spend at where, and then you could say, all right, just round up to the nearest whole $100 mark, right? So if it's $25, like $225, just round up to 300, so you have a little cushion right there. Miscellaneous expenses, that could be anything. Going out to eat, going to get your tires inflated at the gas station, I don't know, buying some shoes, buying some clothes, maybe your copay for going to the doctors or whatnot. And you could break it all down if you go to the doctor every single month, or you put air in your tires and you have to pay those quarter machines every single month, or if you have a car wash subscription, you could put that in there, right? But for miscellaneous, it'd be like, well, it's not every month, but it does happen throughout the year. So this is what my average is, about if I was to break it down, it could be $300 every month, roughly. Okay? So just write all that stuff in there. You can do the same thing as I did for the debts and for the income, and then we will get into the next tab. All right, so stay tuned. Check out the next video. Thanks, guys.